Hey everyone, welcome to my video review of Sonic the Hedgehog issue 218, as you can see. And hopefully there will not be any interruptions right now, because I just tried to do this review just a few moments ago, a few seconds ago, and I keep getting interrupted either by the bird being too loud in the other room, or by the phone ringing for political ads and elections. But yes, I do finally have issue 218, and it's just like I figured. It came today, November 1st, 2010, and I figured it was probably going to come this week because, well, here's the backstory. It got shipped out on the 20th. It arrived at comic shops on the 27th. A lot of people got their issues either that week or the 20th, either the 21st or 22nd. Some got theirs last week, and I had to finally get mine here, along with anybody else that's a subscriber on the West Coast today. But here's a reason why. It's like I said, and you can see this in one of my videos here on my channel. It's because of these damn election things like this that it probably was delayed coming today, because honestly I thought I was going to get it probably the 29th. I thought I was going to get it the 30th. Heck, I thought honestly I was going to get it on the 27th, maybe between the 27th and the 30th. I didn't expect it to be this late, because I got the last one on the 22nd of September, so I figured I'd probably get it about a month later. Again, it's all again, like I said, and you can even look this up you can even watch this on my video, which I talk about it. It's because of these ads that I didn't get it until today. But anyway, besides that, let's get into the story, shall we? Let's go into this review. Now, first of all, it starts out with the first 5 pages that that were given in the preview. The first 5 pages, it basically starts us off with the first 5 pages that we saw online in the preview. Then, after both Bunny and Sonic agreed that, hey, it'd be better if we just had the blame shifted to us, that's when they start acting out their little fight, or they start acting out the rest of the fight, okay? So, anyway, they continue fighting. Sonic, after getting thrown by Bunny, and it looks like he's getting playfully thrown by Bunny, kind of does a little dramatic thing, like says something like, "Oh, I've been thrown with such excessive force," and he ends up doing a spin dash into some of the refinery, and Bunny just looks at that like, basically tells him, "You're such a ham, Hedgehog," So anyway, after this little fake battling, now basically that's what it is, fake battling. The Sandblasters, I think thanks to, I don't even know what his name is, that green bird. Let me look it up for a second. That green bird. I don't even know what his name is. Phi, I guess. Phi is his name. I guess that's what his name. F-I-E. After he finally gets somebody to give up the binoculars, he looks into the place. He looks up at the refinery and at the battle, and notices that Bunny and Sonic are really tearing the place apart. But as he notices this, so does Jack. Jack notices they're tearing the place apart as well, and realizes right then and there that he's been had, and starts saying something like, "Those no good, low down, double dealing, whatever," and he goes right after them, and he decides to move in. He decides to have him and his group move in. Now, the DEL, the Dark Egg Legion, notices this, and Matilda, I think, let me check this again, because I just read the issue, but I can't really remember off the bat. Well, I guess the Baron, he notices this and decides to move in, and to prevent the sandblasters from, interfering. Now Matilda agrees to do this before they do any more damage to the refinery, and before they hopefully do any more damage to the refinery. And then that's when the Baron kind of stops and questions, wait a minute, hopefully? And he looks back up through his binoculars after basically what happens is after they see the sandblasters move in, the Baron decides to move in as well to prevent the sandblasters from interfering. But before he does, Matilda says something about hopefully preventing the refinery from being damaged anymore. So the Baron takes his binoculars, looks up before they start to move in, and notices the smiling, both Bunny and Sonic smiling, and basically tells himself, well, what did you expect, Beauregard? What did you expect? She says she was a freedom fighter, and she married a Dracula. So anyway, they move in. Bunny and Sonic both notice that the cover's been blown. Oh, they have a little banter here and everything, and what's really funny is, Sonic being Sonic says, kind of jokingly says, that was just, okay. Okay, I sound like I'm going a little fast here for you, and I apologize. I apologize for that. But anyway, what happens is the Baron notices the same thing Jack does, and that is the fact that they've been hacked. So they move in. Both Bunny and Sonic notice that Bunny notices actually that the jig is up, that the cover's been blown. Sonic being Sonic jokingly states, and I was just, enjoying myself, enjoying getting beat up. Basically, Sonic being Sonic and jokingly comments that he was just enjoying running for his life, or whatever, something like that. And then Bunny sarcastically replies, oh, don't worry, you'll be brainwashed soon enough, and we'll get a chance to tussle again, whatever you want to call it. So, and then Sonic, of course, says, yeah, but when is Eggman going to think of that scheme again? Basically, there you go. You have you actually have Ian writing a line where Sonic actually kind of criticizes the fact that, what's going on here, or what happened here, was basically the same thing over again as it had been in the past. So anyway, they end up fighting the both areas, basically the sandblasters. Bunny comes to Sonic's aid after Sonic is knocked down by Tex. She kind of jokingly says something about, what was that you were saying to me about watching your back? And then all of a sudden you have this big old bear claw come out, not bear claw, but bear trap, all of a sudden come down on all of a sudden grab Bunny's arms, but she's a cybernetic arm, but she basically breaks it off, causing Shift, from what his name is, to run away in a cowardness. And she kind of comments, that she just liked that, that she liked that dress. Anyway, while Bunny and Sonic are not paying attention, Jack orders one of his guys, I don't know whose name it is, let me check again. There's so many names, it's weird. Avery. Kind of a joke there, isn't it? But it orders Avery to blast Sonic and Bunny with the bazooka. Now Avery at first is kind of reluctant to do so because it might damage the refinery even more, but Jack says, hey, it'll be worth it, just do it. And then that's when the Baron comes in. And we have sort of a tussle, if you will, or sort of a confrontation between Baron and Jack. Bunny runs in, and basically the Baron, her uncle, starts blaming her for the fact that, for what's going on, for the damage to the refinery, putting himself in danger and all that. But Bunny when she's having this talk with her uncle, grabs one of Jack's guns before Jack can grab it, crushes it in her cybernetic arm, while she's telling her uncle, no, I'm not putting you in danger. You put yourselves in that position when you sided with Eggman. So anyway, the Baron is about to call her cold-hearted, and then that's when Sonic kind of intervenes. The refinery blows up, and Baron is basically upset at Bunny, calling her Mrs. DeCoolit, and says she's doomed us all. But Bunny, of course, says she didn't. Says they didn't, and that all they've done is stop Eggman's plans from whatever they were, stop the Sandblasters from taking the refinery, and by doing all that, she basically tells them, by doing all this, by stopping Eggman's plans, whatever they were, from stopping the Sandblasters from getting this refinery, anyway, we've shifted all the blame from you and the DEL to us. That's basically what she's telling them. She's telling them, hey, look, we've taken the heat off of you and put it on us. And then Sonic kind of interjects by saying, yeah, all you have, now the Baron doesn't understand, but then Sonic has to interject and say, yeah, all you have to do is tell Dr. Eggman that Sonic the Hedgehog was involved, and you'll be off the hook, and you'll be off the hook. And then he kind of sadly, I guess, on a sidebar says, it's because we have a history and the dog's a bit complex. Well, anyway, the Baron then tells Bunny, well, look, you can't keep fighting. Basically, he tells Bunny, you know, one day she's going to have to face him as a freedom fighter because she won't be able to choose sides or something like that. I think that's what it is. Well, basically, he tells Bunny you can't play both sides forever, and that she's going to have to face him as a freedom fighter. Now, Bunny then tells her uncle, look, I haven't seen you in years. Basically, Bunny then tells her uncle, look, I haven't seen you in years, and I didn't want it to end in another fight. Now, as she's saying this, the Dark Egg Legion comes up from behind her and tells her to freeze, but the Baron tells him to stand down and to fall back. And then tells her, goodbye, Mrs. DeCoolit. And she says, goodbye, Grandmaster Rabbot. So, anyway, both the DEL chapter of that region and Sandblasters retreat off. Bunny, of course, is a little sad, teary-eyed at the fact that, you know, she's lost her uncle temporarily right now to the Eggman Empire. But Sonic kind of assures her that, hey, look, after all that's happened, what we've done is we've struck a blow to Eggman, which is good. We've taken out the refinery so it won't be used for quite some time. We've taught the Sandblasters a lesson. And we helped out some good folks, even if they are on the DEL. Or even if they're with the DEL. And Bunny then, of course, reluctantly, then Bunny does agree and says, yes, you're right, and, you know, let's go home, and that's what they do. So, overall, the issue was pretty good. The main story actually was pretty good. But it also leads us into 220, because we kind of see like an implage, if you will, of this story, which is also like a prologue into the next issue. Basically, the Queen, Alicia, wants to know, you know, what she could do for her husband, because her husband's having one of his better days. She tells us to Dr. Quack, and that he can't keep shutting everybody out forever. And basically, she wonders what she can do for him. And I'll be back in a second.